Welcome to Wingin' It with Wingo with me as your host, Derek Wingo, where we're bringing Gator Nation closer to their athletes through weekly deep dives and into player stories with exclusive behind-the-scenes access. Welcome to Wingin' It with Wingo for episode 10. I'm your host, Derek Wingo. Brought to you by Florida Victorious. If you don't know too much about Florida Victorious, they're our fan club membership that offers memberships from $15 to $250 a month that helps bring special access to athletes, helps us do things like this, and just kind of helps us do things off the field that kind of give us a little bit of personality of ourselves rather than just having helmets on or jerseys on the court. So thank you again, Florida Victorious, for everything that they do for us. And we'll kind of hop right into it. Later on the show, we're going to have Ty Evans from baseball. But your fun fact for the day, did you know the most home runs by a rookie, 53, Pete Alonso, actually a former Gator. He was drafted in 2016, got brought up to the major leagues in 2019. I know he was a little hurt when the Gators actually went on to win their first national championship in 2017. I definitely wish he probably could have stayed there for that one. All right. Ricky Pearsall, got to give you a shout out. First touchdown as a 49ers. Congratulations to you, man. Big win down in Tampa Bay. I got to talk to Graham actually about it. He had a chance to go down there to Tampa to watch the game, get to see him, get to see his family. And he was kind of just talking about, seeing him after the game, giving him a big hug, and just such a surreal moment, right? Kind of all the emotions and everything that he's been through, being able to get into the end zone for the first time, and just everything that he's overcome. So, super congrats to Ricky. Excited to be able to watch you kind of go on and continue your career with the 49ers. I know it doesn't go wrong when you have a quarterback like Brock Purdy, but I know he definitely misses getting touchdown passes by Graham Mertz. But it's pretty cool. Veterans Week, right? Thank you again for everyone who's had service, right? Allows us to kind of have our freedom, do what we love to do each and every day. For our practices actually this week, it's pretty cool because we get to have a new person from all branches of the military kind of come in and talk to us, right? Give us kind of a motivational speech, get to talk about their past, what they've been through. So it's pretty cool to give them appreciation. They get to break it down with the team, their families there and everything, get to take pictures with them. So it's always good to recognize those who put their lives on the line for us to have freedom. So we'll get into this week, right? 3:30 in the swamp. It's kind of a surreal moment for me. I was talking about it with my family and some other guys that, the season's kind of coming down to a close, right? 3 games left and only 2 more home games left in the swamp. This one and then next week versus Ole Miss at 12 a.m. That'll be a senior day game, not a senior night, but a senior day game where you finally get to walk on the field with kind of your parents, take those pictures, greet Coach Napier at the 50-yard line. So it's almost a surreal moment when, you realize that it's all kind of coming down to an end. And you just kind of cherish those relationships that you've made, cherish the moments of just kind of, spending time with all your, your best friends that you spent on with college, the relationship you built with all the coaches and just enjoying maybe your last moments in the swamp with that 93,000. So I know definitely that Tom Petty song in the last going into the fourth quarter during the Ole Miss game is definitely going to be a little emotional for me, but it'll definitely be a pretty cool experience that I'm looking forward to. All right, so had to bring this up. I'm super excited for the game, right? Little revenge game against LSU after last year over in Baton Rouge, get to play against Jaden Daniels. Had to bring this up. So last year, I had a kind of weird experience, right? So we have media all the time, whether it's the post-game interviews, sometimes when we get back into town after the game. So I did the actual post-game interview after last year's game in LSU, and I had a guy actually ask me, what it was like going against Jaden Daniels, and then do you think you guys could have prepared better for Jaden Daniels running the ball? And I'm sitting there kind of like, what kind of question is that, man? Sometimes you get those crazy questions, and, as an athlete nowadays with social media and everything going on, you got to kind of learn how to avoid those questions, not get emotional about them, and then just kind of understand how to pivot your way through the question. So I remember getting that question. I had to bring it up since it's LSU week. And just learning how to avoid those kind of questions. It's like, yeah, obviously we should have prepared a little bit better. That was something, he's a great athlete, went on to win the Heisman Trophy, excited for his career and everything that he's, going on to do in the future. So I had to bring that up. That was something that was definitely a little weird for me. It got kind of brought up this week as it is LSU week. But once again, it is Veterans Week. Thank you again for all those who have, done service, who fight for our country. But super excited for this one. When we come back, we'll have Ty Evans on the show to talk a little bit about baseball. Welcome back to Wingin' It with Wingo for episode 10. Got my special guest here today. Ty, let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Ty Evans. I play baseball here at the University of Florida. We're number 2 and I'm the right fielder.
Ty Evans, baseball season coming up. Super excited for this. Got to ask you right off the bat, what's it like playing in kind of Conjuring Field?
It's awesome, man. I actually came, I think, the year after, like it was first built, so it was fairly new, and I don't know, it's a great atmosphere, just like being able to, play at that stadium. Like the setup's pretty cool. You got the berm and stuff in the outfield, like the outfield grass. So no, it's pretty awesome.
So I actually love kind of going to some of the baseball games. I go to the baseball games and some of the softball games. I'll sit out there in the field with a hot dog for all 9 innings. Kind of cool. Love it. I get to drive past it after practices sometimes and just see all the lights kind of lit up. It looks pretty cool. So I know that you guys get to travel a lot. Especially guys when you go to the World Series, all these kind of different things. Like, what are some of the cool stadiums? I know University of Florida Stadium's got to be one of the best.
Yeah.
But the atmosphere, besides playing at home, what's some of the cool kind of experience you've got to see?
So I've been at every stadium in the SEC, I guess, except for Texas and Oklahoma now. But Auburn's the only other place I haven't been to. But I would say Mississippi State is up there high.
They definitely got the cowbells too.
Yeah, dude, Mississippi State's crazy. I would probably put them at number one. I like places I've played. It's sick there. Mississippi State. Arkansas is unbelievable. Yeah. Texas A&M was pretty cool. Tennessee was cool.
Tennessee's always a good one.
Ole Miss was really cool.
So when we played, that's what I saw about the cowbells. Because when we played at Mississippi State this year, all you could hear is just the cowbells.
Dude, it was crazy. But we got there and it was actually crazy. We're like taking batting practice on the field, and it's probably like 5:30. I think game time's at like 6:30 or 7. And the Lion King theme song comes on. We're like, yo, what? And I'm talking like thousands of people just running with like lawn chairs and stuff, just sprinting in the stadium.
That's really cool.
I was like, this is going to be a long weekend.
Yeah, everybody always kind of has their intro, their kind of cool thing that they do for you. All right, so we'll get into kind of stuff for you personally, right? Last year, coming off the huge 2023 year, 2024 year, doing all the exceptional things, and then your injury, right? You have a season-ending injury. Kind of what was that like going through your mind? Just not being able to go out there with your guys kind of every day and just throughout kind of the season.
Yeah, man, it was tough for sure. Just like, we're trying to make a playoff push. I was having a pretty good year up to there and, went down, broke my wrist, slid into the wall. It was tough. But, that's what teams come to play us. We got 35 guys on a roster. So just like seeing other guys, step up in that position. We had a freshman, Hayden Yost, come in at first. He did a super good job, and then he tore his ACL. And then it was the next guy in line. And then Ashton Wilson, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he went on a crazy run in the playoffs for us, man. He ended up not playing to be in our 3-hole hitter. So it was super cool to watch him do that.
So it was kind of cool, for me at least, when I was able to kind of see those games online. They actually panned to you a lot on ESPN, kind of on the side, always kind of cheering the guys on. So I obviously commend you for that, just kind of being there. And then, last year's team was just, a lot of guys doubted you guys, right? Getting close in the regular season and then still making that push, winning the Stillwater, going out and doing all that stuff versus Oklahoma State. What was that kind of like just, after everyone kind of downed you guys in the regular season, then kind of pushing on to the postseason?
Yeah, man, it was cool. Honestly, for us, it was honestly better. It was our backs were against the wall. Everyone was expecting us to go in there and lose, what I mean? We weren't having our best year. But, for us, we're like, dude, we got nothing to lose. We're just got another chance to play some baseball and, just stacking wins and stuff. We lost, I think, game 2 of the regional to Oklahoma State. So we had to beat Nebraska and then turn around and then beat Oklahoma State twice to move on in the Supers. And somehow we pulled that off.
I remember
we just kept stacking wins, man. It was a blast, honestly.
Yeah. No, I love kind of watching it and just it does get a little long. I'm not going to lie. The games do get a little long. But, no, it's always kind of cool watching you guys out there and just kind of running around. And then I got to ask you what it was like playing with Cags. Cags, I wanted to recruit him as a DN to come play for us. But obviously, a guy like that, obviously going on to do all the big things that he's doing now, your teammate, what was it like kind of his relationship and just kind of getting to be a part of that?
Yeah, man. Obviously, everybody knows Cags is a freak athlete, man. I don't even know if he was supposed to even be a baseball player. He's 6'5", 260, just a big dude. But no, man, it was awesome just seeing him just blossom into, obviously who he is now. But I got a chance to play with him when we were kids. We grew up playing together. We're 11, 12 years old. And then I, coming in as a freshman, he tore his UCL, had Tommy John. So he wasn't even supposed to play as a freshman. and just the possibility of him not even being a hitter, which is the craziest part. You know, he was I think more pitcher dominant. I think coming out of high school, and they just kind of gave him a shot to hit just because he couldn't throw, and then he just became
hitting balls. Yeah. No, that was pretty cool. I'm excited to kind of see what he goes on and does, and all the things that he accomplished here, breaking the home run record, and stuff like that. That was just absolutely amazing. Got to bring it back to the World Series in 2023. So I remember watching down in South Florida, kind of seeing that whole run, going to the World Series finals against LSU. You were kind of like the highlight of the World Series, hitting all those kind of home runs. What was it like kind of going through that experience, going to the World Series, just being up there, up in Omaha, and just kind of like, I mean, I feel like it's a surreal moment just kind of get to experience all that.
No, man, Omaha was unbelievable. And I tell everyone that like asks me about it, I'm like, you have like expectations of like what Omaha's like and what like going to the College World Series is, and then you actually go and it exceeds all of the expectations, man. It was unbelievable there. I was hoping that I could have got out there. I'm not sure when it was, but I think we were like kind of just ending and we were trying to find flights to get out there in between workouts. But it didn't kind of work out, but you know, that experience obviously is something crazy. Are you out there for like the whole week, or how does that? Yeah, I think because we made it because it's double elimination, 8 teams, and we made it to the last like possible day. I think we were there for like a week and a half, like pushing 2 weeks. But man, it was so much fun, dude. I always wish I could play. So I played baseball when I was younger. I got hit twice in the face. And then I could never hit the ball. When I did hit the ball, I went crazy far, but I just couldn't hit the ball. So that's when I knew baseball wasn't my sport. That was definitely not my kind of my career path. All right, so I wanted to ask you a little bit how it works with, obviously you have your regular season, right? And then you have the SEC tournament, and then you kind of have all the regionals and kind of how that works. What does that look like? Is it work kind of your preseason rankings into the tournaments, or kind of how do you like advance from there? Yeah, so pretty much there's 16 hosts for like a regional. So it goes regional, super regional, and then World Series. So, and then the SEC or any like conference tournament, the SEC tournament, if you win the tournament, you get an automatic bid, into the tournament. Into the tournament. So, but yeah, usually the top 16 teams, so with the RPI and whatever, that kind of judges like who hosts a regional. So if you're in the top 16, you host a regional at home. Same thing with when you go into super regionals, whoever's the highest of the winners gets to host the super regional. Yeah, so I would love to have them hosted here. I mean, I get to see the atmosphere. I know you do, obviously, because you're playing, but the atmosphere here at nighttime is just something amazing. I get to see it in the swamp when we play night games and stuff like that, but it's definitely something pretty cool down in Conjuring Field too. All right, I got to ask you, what's it like being coached by Coach Sully? So I see him. ESPN puts the camera on him all the time, and he just has this like mean mug face. That's why I call it the mean mug, and he just looks angry all the time. But you're coached by him every day, so I get to ask you kind of what that's like. I mean, like there's his moments, you know, when you know he's he looks a little angry and stuff, but like I mean he's a serious guy for sure. But like you just got to catch him at the right time. Like sometimes he's all like goofy and stuff. He'll just be playing along. And then sometimes, like most of the time, he's like strictly business out there. Usually, whenever it's game time, he's usually pretty locked in for the most part. Yeah, I could definitely see that. And they always, when they walk out to the mound for like a timeout or whatever kind of it is, he just has this little strut with his head down, and he just kind of walks. The mound business where everyone gets him. We always talk about it. The camera that always cracks me up about it. All right, so I got to see this on Twitter actually recently. They were talking about in baseball using like an AI to kind of control the pitches whether or not it's like ball or strike. What's your kind of opinion on that? Just kind of the future of baseball and what that would look like? I mean, me personally, man, like I don't really think that. I feel like it's just kind of like baseball just having an actual umpire. Like it's name of the game, just kind of like, you know, they miss a couple calls or like whatever. The human error. Yeah, it's the same thing with football or whatever, basketball, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're just going to miss stuff. It's just like. I feel like that almost kind of brings life to the game a little bit more. Yeah, 100%. Like it makes the fans go crazy. It makes the atmosphere go crazy. If there's a bad call, if there's a good call, it's kind of like the human error part of sports is amazing. Yeah, it's definitely just a part of the game. I like me personally, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, but you know, I've seen some stuff they're doing in the minor leagues and stuff where they're like contesting like balls and strikes and stuff, which like, you know, if you're on the positive side of it, you know, I guess it's good. But at the same time, man, I think that It's just
I don't agree with him personally myself. I've seen a bunch of stuff too even with college football nowadays. They're doing like all the different replays and stuff, and then I've seen recently now with guys are throwing like trash on the field. I don't know if you saw on ESPN. Yeah. They're throwing water bottles and stuff all the field and getting calls changed, and I feel like it's taken away from the game a little bit. Just that in the college football world, and then if you have like certain things like an AI or someone else besides an actual person as an umpire, it kind of takes away from the human error of the game and just making it more emotional. So that's definitely something that I don't agree with.
Yeah,
So NIL in baseball, I asked you a little bit about it before. You know, we have certain NIL deals where we can wear certain things, you know, do it outside of football. What's that kind of like with baseball, whether or not it's maybe the bats you guys use, the gloves, kind of, is there anything cool that you guys kind of do on the baseball team here?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's obviously, like, deals, like, outside of, you know, baseball and stuff that you can kind of do. I know that, like, Jack last year, he did something with Bruce Bolt. It's like this company makes, like, arm sleeves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he hooked us up last year, got all the guys, like, sleeves and stuff like that. But in terms of, like, gloves and bats, like, we all have, like most teams in college, especially in the SEC, have, like, their own, like, sponsorships with teams.
Yeah.
So we just switched over to Louisville. So, like, we swing all Louisville bats. And then, like, gloves, it's like we all use Wilson gloves.
Yeah.
That's kind of like our rules.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. And you're talking about kind of the bats, too. I haven't got to swing a baseball bat too much. You got to take me out there sometime to do it. I wanted to know kind of what's the difference between the metal bat and the wooden bat. I know you use the wooden one in the big leagues, and then in college you're allowed to choose, right? You can choose either one. What's kind of the difference in swinging those?
I mean, I definitely think it's a little more to the hitter's advantage using metal bats and stuff. I feel like there's more room for error.
Yeah.
If that makes sense in like metal bats and stuff. You know what I mean? You can kind of miss hit balls a little bit with metal bats and still kind of get away with it. With wood bats, it's like more pure. Like you hit a ball off the hands of a wood bat, it's breaking in half. Like, but that's definitely, I would say, the biggest difference is like you got to really hit it on the sweet spot with a wood bat. For sure.
Yeah, and you see them break all the time and go flying. I always think that's pretty funny. All right, so we'll get right into it. The rapid fire questions, 9 questions in 90 seconds, brought to you by Florida Victorious, Ty Evans. Let's do it. All right, favorite MLB player?
Current, probably Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. I mean, can't go wrong with his World Series performance. Yeah. Favorite pitch to hit off of?
A fastball.
Got a fastball right down the middle.
Fastball right down the middle.
Fastball down the middle. All right, if there was any team that you could be drafted to, who would it be?
Atlanta Braves.
Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I've always been a Braves fan. So
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
down there. I think I've actually been in their stadium before.
It's pretty sick.
Pretty dope. Would you rather win a World Series or be an MVP in the All-Star game and win the Home Run Derby?
Win a World Series.
Yeah, I knew that was hard to be.
Dude.
All right. Hit a walk-off home run or go 3 for 3 on the day?
A walk-off home run.
Just win it all.
Yeah, got to.
All right, Ohtani or Aaron Judge? I feel like that's a tough one.
Yeah, probably Ohtani, man, just because he does both.
Yeah.
That's just too hard to do, I feel like, at the major league level.
Yeah, he's just... With what he's doing,
breed.
He's something different.
He's a different breed.
And both of them are freaking huge.
Yeah, they are both huge.
6'5". They could play. They could play DN for us. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. All right, do you have any superstitions kind of before each game that you do?
Not so much like before the games, but like during. Each at bat, like I'll put on my helmet and like my elbow guard and stuff like a certain way every time.
Okay.
And then if that doesn't work, I'll switch it up. Superstition is like crazy in baseball, I swear.
Yeah, I always see that, so I had to ask that one. All right, your best Coach Sully moment. The mean mug.
Try to think. Hopefully it doesn't kill me from saying something, but I think my freshman year, and this was like, I'm obviously fairly new to the team. We were at Georgia. And, we're kind of off to a bad start in the SEC. But we go to Georgia. I mean, we were supposed to probably win that series for sure. But we lose game 1. We get walked off in game 2 and walked off in game 3. We go into Georgia and 3 games that we needed to win in the SEC. Mm-hmm. We lost all 3 of them. And we're in the dugout. I mean, they're killing us. The fans are just destroying us. Uh-huh. And we're in the dugout, and Sully's yelling at us or whatever. He was like, y'all know where we are right now? We're all looking around. Bro, he just jumps on the floor, laying on the ground. He's like, this is rock bottom. And we're like, dude, it's like there's spit on the ground, sunflower seeds, like rolling around. And I'm like, bro, this guy's crazy.
Freshman year too.
I'm like new to it too. I'm like, this guy wants to win though. Like, and then after that, we honestly, I think at one point we were like 6-12 in the league, and we ended up like coming all the way back and hosting a regional that year. So it was I think it was right after that. Yeah, it ended up working out in our favor. But I was like, dude, this guy's crazy. But you gotta respect it a little bit. I'm like, this guy wants to win.
Yeah, no, I could see him definitely having the fire. He's a special one. All right, I apparently chose the wrong sport because there's a whole lot of money in baseball. You just get drafted, whole lot of money. The check hits your bank account. What's the first thing you're going to buy?
Oof. Dude, I don't know.
A car, a house.
I mean, I feel like the go-to is to get a vehicle for sure.
Got to?
I think so, dude. I mean, depending on what I obviously signed for, you know, I'm getting a big check. I'll probably
big truck.
Yeah, I think I would go a big truck.
Yeah, that's definitely something
100%.
I want to get one of those too. All right, so I have to do it with every single guy. See how good their drawing skills are. I got to put you to the test. I know you said the Gators logo might be a little hard. It's hard for me too, but I'll make it a little bit easier for you. You got 30 seconds to draw your best baseball field. All right, first, second, third base, maybe little stands or something.
All right.
It can kind of be, you can even be up to bat, whatever you kind of want to do with it. You got 30 seconds. Go for it. Kind of whatever you got. There's been some rough ones so far, so I'm sure you'll do a good job. Gosh, I feel like I want to go have a conversation with someone now, just see how it is. I'll just go up to him and just drop to the floor and kind of see if he reacts to it or even remembers it. All right, I'll give you 15 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Ain't too bad. Let's see here. Oh, I got to make a scoreboard. Whoopsies.
Yeah, that stadium that we have is amazing. I want to get out there and see if I can hit it over the fence. All right.
That ain't too bad.
Let's see it. Not too bad. Could be a
30 seconds.
Future Picasso.
Yeah, I don't know about
in the future
about all that, but
it
was better than I thought.
Yeah.
The baseball field was probably the easiest one I could get.
No, I kind of try to keep it easy for you. All right. Well, once again, this is impossible without Florida Victorious. Thank you guys again. Thank you, Ty, for coming on and kind of sharing a little bit about just kind of your past here at the University of Florida. And excited to kind of be able to watch you guys this season upcoming and hopefully get back to the World Series.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
appreciate you. Episode 10, Wingo out.